What's up guys, my name's Mark from Silence Tech and welcome to the greatest PC build I've ever done on the channel. Hi guys, it's Mark from Silence Tech. Now if you've been around the channel for a while, you may remember my old showcase PC I built a few months ago. Built inside Corsairs 460X case, I was extremely happy with how it turned out. Its main purpose was to showcase new products on the channel and maybe do a bit of streaming from time to time. Well, it's just had a major upgrade with Corsair's newest Crystal Series 460X RGB compact ATX mid-tower case. Now at a glance you might think this is just a 400C with tempered glass panels, but you would be extremely wrong for thinking that. While the 400C is an extremely good case, the 460X RGB surpasses it in every department. Priced at £139.99 in the UK and the US and €159.99 in Europe, the 460X RGB is right up there in terms of cost for a compact mid-tower case, although the 460X is available without any included RGB fans significantly cheaper. Over the past year, manufacturers have shifted from bulky cases to much more compact, sleeker designs. It's a growing trend from manufacturers right now, as well as tempered glass. The 460X RGB is no exception. It will squeeze onto most desks no problem at all, with dimensions of 464mm in height, 220mm in width and 440mm in depth. Onto the 460X RGB's main features. The first thing that's great about this case is it comes right out of the box with 3 SP120 RGB fans already installed in the front. What's even better is the RGB fans are connected up to the front I/O of the case, allowing you to easily change the colour and effect of the RGB fans. Next of course is those tempered glass front and side panels that show off the SP120 fans beautifully. They really are the icing on the cake and complement the whole case. Some issues with tempered glass panels is it takes a good while to gain access to the inside. Also you have to be extremely careful you don't break them, although the pros definitely outweigh the cons and it instantly makes any case look a lot more premium and expensive. The front panel has vents around the sides that allow for good airflow into the case. Nervously, if I take it off, it reveals a magnetic dust filter that covers the whole front of the case and is extremely well sealed once installed. The 460X also features a magnetic dust filter at the top of the case and directly underneath the PSU mounting area. Now we get to see those stunning SP120 RGB fans. Now if they're not to your taste, as previously mentioned, Corsairs sell the case without the included RGB fans, but the 460X RGB allows for 3 120mm fans and 2 140mm fans to be installed at the front. You also get the option to install either a 240mm, a 280mm or a 360mm radiator. Moving up to the front I/O, from right to left it has a power switch, 2 USB 3.0 ports, a microphone and headphone jack, a hard drive indication light and a reset switch, as well as the controls for the Corsair SP120 RGB fans. Taken off the rear panel, the case has toolless 2.5-inch drive bays for mounting up to 3 SSDs, and of course the case has all your usual rubber grommets and areas for zip ties in an attempt to cable manage. If you said that the 460X was tight to build in the back, I would say that's an understatement. But that said, I still managed to not only install all of my cables, but add extra braided cables as well. But I would struggle personally adding a second GPU into this build, as there just isn't any more room. But overall, cable management inside this case is easy, but you have to be very mindful of every step of the way. Moving up, the case has 7 expansion slots with plenty of options for GPU configurations. The 460X RGB allows for only one 120mm fan or one 120mm radiator at the rear, but up top the 460X allows for two 120mm or two 140mm fans to be installed. Installing a radiator up top is possible, although it's extremely tight, and I recommend fitting a rad like I have done at the front of the case. My overall experience with the 460X RGB has been brilliant from start to finish. After I first powered my new build on, I didn't even bother booting up Windows. I just sat back in awe at its fantastic design. Oh, and played around with the RGB lights, of course. But I purposely made my build just black, white and grey, so it wouldn't clash with the RGB lights from the SP120 fans. I think it's an excellent idea from Corsair releasing a case like this with RGB fans. Now I can change my build's colour scheme to any colour at a simple press of a button. Final score has to be a 9 out of 10. This case is near perfect in my eyes, as it delivers everything I could possibly ever want from a case, and I mean, just look at it, it's simply stunning, and it's quite honestly the sexiest build I personally have ever done. Thinking of anything negative to say about this case, it would have to be the price, as it's a tiny bit too high, especially when you look at some of the prices from other manufacturers. Also, the hole they provide for the PSU cover to run your PCIe cable to the graphics card isn't quite straight, but I cut a simple hole and it fixed that. Lastly, and most importantly, before I finish this review, I want to talk about the 460X RGB's build quality. The exterior has been greatly improved over the 400C. Clearly the tempered glass is a lot more premium compared to any acrylic side window, as it's far more resilient to scratches. Even the bolts used to keep the panels in place are high quality and have plastic grommets to stop scratching. The PSU cover, I would have personally liked a new design instead of using the same one from the 400C. It would have been nice if it reached also all the way to the front of the case, as there's a big gap. I know they've left that in there to fit in a big radiator, but maybe if you had some sort of adjustment there where you could have closed it off, I think personally it would have gave the case overall a much cleaner look. Also, the bolts used to attach the right side panel to the case don't feel that premium, and I worry that I'm going to cross-thread them every time I do them back up. The main chassis of the case feels very well built though, with zero flex, and overall it feels very durable. The finish on the 460X RGB is extremely resistant to scratches as well in and around the case. Taking a look underneath, there's great clearance height. The 460X RGB's 4 feet have rubber bottoms as well, so you won't scratch your desk. In the next couple weeks I will have a full build video coming up on the channel real soon, showing every step of the build process for this case, so definitely stay tuned for that, guys. It's going to be epic. I will be throwing in some epic cinematic shots and some epic music. It should make for an awesome video. But thank you so much for watching, and remember to leave a comment and a like on this video, guys, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button and join the Silent Squad. But I've been Marcus from Silence Tech, you've been the Silent Squad. Goodbye.